Welcome back. So we're going to be doing a foundation wear test today. I'm so excited to do these. I've been doing skin tints, I've been doing SPFs. So here we are with an actual matte foundation. I'm so excited. This is the Estes Lauder new double wear stay in place lightweight matte foundation. It promises that it will give you up to a 36-hour wear. I ended up getting this at Sephora, retailing for $52, which I thought was worth it because you guys know decades ago they came out with the double wear. Estee Lauder has this product. However, this is the new formulation. To get the new formulation, I was willing to pay the money. I want to see what the hype is all about. I have hyperpigmentation on both sides of my face. I have some dark spots from blemishes that were there. Now they're not, but they left a mark. I want to know, is the medium buildable coverage going to cover any of that? And which works better, the sponge or the brush? So I'm going to use a sponge on one side, brush on one side. That's my moisturizer and the primer that I use. I always moisturize and prime before every single wear test that I do. I also use setting powder and setting spray. So we're going to do a full face of makeup and we're going to put this to the test. This is a medium coverage that is buildable, so you can build onto your coverage to cover your blemishes. It's got like over 30 colors that you could choose from, which I love from a brand. When they have over 30 colors, I'm like, okay, great. People are going to be talking about this, whether they're fair skin, whether they're deeper skin, whether they're oily skin, whether they have dry skin. This promises to be good for oily skin and dry skin, which I think is really pretty phenomenal. You get 1 ounce of the product, which I'm not expecting anything different, at least 1 ounce, especially at this price point, but 1 ounce is pretty normal anyway. So even though we've moved on to the second applicator, remember I want to see if the sponge works better or the brush works better. You can see that this is a pretty good close color match for me. I have the color 4W1, I believe, and I actually think this is really good. I do go outside later so you can see this color in the sun. I don't think I would pick a different one. And I think 4W1 is the honey bronze. It's medium tan with warm golden undertones. I also would have chosen something with neutral undertones. That has been working for me a little bit lately. You didn't get to see it because I edited it out, but my verdict on brush versus sponge, I do like the sponge better. I ended up using the sponge to patch up anything that the brush left. I'm just showing you that I'm going to move on and do my full face of makeup. I'm going to use powders, that pink blush, a face powder, sort of yellowish, and then I'm also going to use some creams. This cream contour you see me using by Fenty Beauty. I'm going to use a cream concealer. You're going to see me using that. I think that one's brand new by Essence. The product is pretty matte. So I had to work pretty fast for the cream to spread, if that makes sense, because the product dried down. It's pretty matte, so I had to work fast. Another cream product. But while we're waiting for that to sit, we'll go ahead and do this one. Gosh, I've never used this before. It's my first time using this, I think. I love the way this blush is blending out, and it just looks really pretty on the cheek. I would have chosen something a little more warm, but that looks really pretty. This brand has been around so long in makeup. I'm expecting it to work well with the creams and the powders, and it's working pretty good. The bronzer that came out when this came out, I would love to use it right now, but I can't find it. If you ever feel like you need to blend like majorly, just use whatever you used for your foundation. I'm not going to do so much more because school pickup is all I'm doing. Let's put on just a little bit of powder because I'm actually falling in love with this powder. I like this right now so much. I just used it the first time a couple days ago, and then I used it yesterday, and I'm loving this. So let's try this one. I usually get oily around here. Tiny bit of lips. It's just a lip oil. And that is it. That's the whole makeup look. I wore this for the rest of the day. I even decided to film something else because it was just time to do whatever else I did, and my makeup was done. You guys, at the end of the day, I really feel like I look the exact same as I did when I did my makeup, plus a tiny bit more oil. Like, you can tell that I wore the product, but look, it hasn't settled into the lines like crazy, and this was after hours of wear.
Still looks so, I mean, obviously it's like nighttime and it still looks good for 8 hours. It's been 8 hours. So, wow. I'm not even super oily in here. So, the powder did well. I blew my nose a ton today. So, it could be that it's like not even on my nose, but I feel like it is still on my nose. My nose is the same color as everywhere else on my face, so I feel like the foundation is still there, even though I blew it a bunch. This wears good. I see why it's like a performance product. It's like a well-known, popular culture, well-known product. You know what I mean? Like, it's an old school product. I guess the reformulation is really good too. Every time I wear makeup, I use this face wash. So it's time to wash it off. I don't think I've said this much, but this is good for like normal skin. Like, it will work for like oily and dry, but I feel like it's just like, it's not, even though it's matte, like it's not drying at all. Like, my face doesn't feel dry, nothing. I don't have any of that. I've been dealing with toddlers all day. I'm closing out the video. I put on a little lips and a little more blush, but other than that, like, it's just the same base makeup. But I've been dealing with like babies doing this and stuff to me like all day. So if the makeup can stand against that, then yeah, it's pretty good.